Welcome to SEC Second Look on AL.com, looking back at the 2014-15 season for the Alabama Crimson Tide and Auburn Tigers. And let's talk about expectations, Mike. Let's start with Auburn and the expectation for this Auburn team preseason compared to where they end up 8-5. How would you characterize this season?
Well, I mean, I think it's a bit of a disappointment coming off a BCS championship game appearance last year, and with most of the pieces back. You got one of the few teams in the SEC that had their starting quarterback coming back. Both lines looked fairly solid. Obviously, they couldn't have predicted the injury to Carl Lawson, which I think really hurt their pass rush. I think if you had said before the season this is going to be a 5-loss season, most Auburn fans would not have taken that. You'd have to classify that as a disappointment.
Let's talk about Alabama. It's interesting when you were doing the expectations for Alabama, because Blake Sims as a whole had a great year and exceeded expectations, but then coming off that Ohio State loss, it's hard to have anything but a bitter taste for Alabama fans.
Yeah, I think if you go back to the beginning of the season and you had said they're going to make it to the college football playoff and win the SEC, that would have probably exceeded some folks' expectations. But I think as the year went on and we saw what we had with this team, we saw Blake Sims take control of the offense and become one of the better passers in the SEC. Expectations rose. And so I think by the time we got to the end of the year, the expectation was nothing short of a college football national championship, and of that, Alabama fell short.
What did you make of that game against Ohio State? A little bit of a surprise. Obviously, Alabama, a pretty big favorite. What did you make of that game?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't surprised Ohio State was able to pop them in the pass game. I thought you'd see some big plays out of Ohio State there. What stunned me was 281 rushing yards. A career night for Ezekiel Elliott, who's proven he's one of the better backs in the country. I did not expect Ohio State to be able to run the ball as effectively, and because of that, I think that fueled their offense and opened up things in the pass game for them.
Almost time now to start looking ahead to the 2015 season. We'll do that next time on SEC Second Look.